This is the after reading strategy: talk, read, talk, write. What is it? This is an anti-lecture where students read the academic text rather than listening to an academic lecture. It is a 4-part lesson format, with the first part being talk number 1, then read, and then talk number 2, and then finally write. So step number 1 is talk number 1. So with this, before reading, students engage in a very brief, structured conversation about the topic to build background knowledge and set the purpose for reading. So more specifically, this is 2 to 5 minutes, no longer than this. It is structured so that all students get the opportunity to talk. So this can be in partners, table talk, group, but you have this set up so they know how it's structured and how they are supposed to talk amongst their peers. This is an open-ended conversation. There's no end goal with this. There's no right answer. They are just digging into the topic and talking about it in any direction that they can make connections to or relate to it. It is an opportunity for students to create, apply, analyze, evaluate, and synthesize so they know the topic and then they can kind of create ideas, apply it to their own life, that kind of thing. And the talks are relevant, novel, and authentic, so they are just relevant to the topic that they are given, and they are just free flowing and authentic. And it provides students with a non threatening exposure to new terms or ideas. So the topic may introduce new terms or ideas, and they are just talking about it in a conversationally way, so they are not intimidated or feel that it is a super big, threatening idea. After this, then you move to step number 2, which is read. So students now actively read the academic text. So the text that you have chosen provides adequate information that is needed to meet the content goal and is able to replace the direct instruction that the teacher would have given. So it has to have enough material to replace what you would have instructed them to do. So, more specifically, the students are reading the text on their own. So this is not you as the teacher reading it out loud. This is them reading it on their own. It can be students reading it in partners if it's applicable, but largely this is done on their own. Students are also reading the entire selection of the text for themselves. So they are not reading a piece and then sharing about their piece to other people. They are reading the entire thing for themselves. Then step number 3 is talk number 2, where students talk with one another to process what they just read and to prepare for the upcoming writing step. So specifically, the responsibility of the conversation is shared among all students. So they know that they are responsible for creating the conversation, carrying it out, building upon each other's ideas. And then these conversations are supported through clear expectations. So you have clear expectations for what you want them to do and how they're supposed to conversate so that they know what is expected of them so the conversation can continue to flow and they are able to continue to build on their ideas to have enough to write about. The conversations are well paced and brief through this. So the brief meaning 5 to 10 minutes, and the students are in small groups, usually around 2 to 4, and they are talking about the content concepts. Then number 4 is write. So students use what they read and what they talked about to write about the content topic and deepen their understanding. So specifically, this is students generating their own thoughts. So not coming from notes, not looking at the article, not looking at resources. They are using their own thoughts that they have created through what they read and through what they talked about to write down and explain the topic and make a compelling argument. And they are writing these in complete thoughts and sentences. So getting to my example, talk number 1, the topic is Braille, and then just a couple ideas of what they can talk about, how it was created, why it was created, connections, relevant ideas, what you want to learn about it. So they start with table talk. You're going to talk with your table about it, and you will have 3 minutes to talk. So here we see them just talking. The topics are listed on the board, so they can always look back to that. And then we move to read. So now it is time for them to read the text. They will read this on their own, and reminding them to make sure they read the entire thing because they are responsible for reading it and being able to share about it after. So here we see everyone's just reading individually. Then we move to talk number 2. Again, we're going back to table talk with this example. So we're going to talk with your table about what you learned It's important to remind them that all students must participate in this, so they know that they need to hold each other accountable and all participate in the conversation. And they will have 5 to 7 minutes to discuss, 5 to 10. And then you will want to remind them that they should use this time wisely and really think about what they're saying and how they can build upon each other's knowledge, because it will really help them as they move into the next writing part. Here we see they're just talking again. The instructions are up on the board. Then we have write. So now they will write about the topic. They'll use what they learned from the reading and discussing with their table to write their own thoughts. So just a reminder to them that they aren't using notes or the article or the resource. They are using their own thoughts. It can be thoughts that they have created through their conversations with their partners in their table. So they might not be solely their own thoughts, but they are going to put it into their own words and they are going to connect it to what they thought as well. And then reminding them to use complete sentences and thoughts in their writing. And then here we see they're all just writing individually. So again, first step, talk number 1. Second step, read. Third step, talk number 2. Fourth step, write.